guys! So, I just moved to a new place, if you couldn't tell from the weird lighting and the new background. Actually, it doesn't really look different from the old background. It's different, I swear. There's less stuff. A tour vlog is forthcoming. And I was working on Life of Pi before my whole week, the last 2 weeks, got like this. I couldn't tell from my hands. But I thought I'd take a break from unpacking, that's a lie, from looking for something to do this vlog. You see, I've been watching Sailor Moon lately, and that reminded me, I don't know, Leslie, you probably remember this. Betty, I don't think you know about this, but I did a Sailor Moon fanfiction when I was, like, little. And in looking for it, I found material for a vlog that will be possibly embarrassing to me, but probably hilarious to you. And that is... Stop! A bunch of my stories from when I was a little kid. So I thought I'd try to dig that out and try to figure out where that is because I wanted to reread it. So let's show! Apparently, Leslie, at one point I don't know if you and I talked about this, but I talked about starting a Sailor Moon theme band. And I think you were in on this because it has my phone number and your old phone number on here. There's going to be somebody playing Lita, who'd be the drummer, and Luna P and Sailor Pluto would be the manager slash gig booker. I don't think we planned to dress up like them. We might have, but these were their names. And if ever you feel bad about your artistic abilities, remember that I drew this. I'm gonna guess that that's Ray. That's a no-brainer. Sailor Mercury kind of looks like she's got, like, duck feet for hands. I feel like I drew Sailor Moon's accessories better than I actually drew Sailor Moon. So there's a whole big pile of art. I used to write stories when I was younger, and I went through a phase where I wrote short stories. And most of these short stories were about animals. Alex, the Siamese cat. Betsy, the horse. Mackenzie, the dog. Cassie, the swan. They weren't all about, animals. There's one here. I don't know what the title of it is because it just has this beautiful drawing of a lady. And the story starts off in the middle of something. And I don't know the front something of this. So I would read that to you, but I don't know what's going on. I also had a short story called Mabelina? Let's read. Introduction. Our story takes place in Spain a long time ago. The main character is a girl named Mabelina. She's smart, sweet, funny, and pretty, but she didn't marry or date anyone. But her enemy, Ruthabella, had every guy in town after her. She was very pretty, but that's all she was, pretty. She wasn't smart or sweet or funny, just pretty. Mabelina didn't understand, but she didn't care. She didn't ask anyone out or anything till Von Erich showed up in town. All the girls went after him because he was quite handsome. All the girls but Mabelina. Just because she didn't go after him doesn't mean she didn't like him. The fact is that he was smart, sweet, and funny too, but Ruthabella dove in. They walked around town where Ruthabella talked about mindless junk. Now Ruthabella wanted to go to the market. Now Ruthabella didn't know it, but Mabelina happened to be at the market. Who's walking around? I think Von Erich and Ruthabella. Von Erich looked over at the apples while Ruthabella rambled. Now Ruthabella rambled on about her trip to Switzerland or Sweden. That's when he seen Mabelina. He walked away from Ruthabella and right up to Mabelina. Hello, said Von Erich. I'm Von Erich, and you are, asked Von Erich. My name is Mabelina, she replied. Such a lovely name, he admitted. At that moment, Ruthabella noticed her date was gone, but then she saw him near Mabelina, and she went over. Oh, there you are, Von Erich. I didn't know where you went. I didn't even know you left. She then saw Mabelina. Oh, hey, Mabelina. What are you going doing here around Von Erich? She asked. I was just talking to him. Isabella walked off very angrily. After that, Maybelline and Von Erich spent a lot of time together. Apparently, they just picked up and started making a romance. Then one day, Von Erich explained something. Maybelline, I have to tell you something. What must you tell me, Von Erich? Asked Maybelline. Well, I must leave to go home soon. But why? Asked Maybelline. Because I've been gone so long. But there's something else I must tell you. I'm not able to take you home with me. I'm sorry, he apologized. Then he went away. The next morning, when Maybelline went to look for him, but he wasn't there, and after that, Maybelline never left again. The end. Where did she look? Where was it? So many questions. Alright. Oh. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna read an animal one. I don't know. Oh, found another one. This one is Guinevere and Edwina. 2 cats. There's sometimes table of contents. The 2 Tiffany cats. One day I was asleep when I heard a beautiful but loud meowing. I went downstairs in my robe and opened the door. Outside was a big box and a pet carrier where the meowing was coming from. I brought the pet carrier and the box inside and opened them. Out of the pet carriers came 2 beautiful Tiffany cats. They rubbed my legs and purred. Then I opened up the box. Inside was a litter box, 2 bowls, 2 brushes, and a big bowl. I set the things up. The cats followed me everywhere. It was 6 o'clock in the morning when I got done setting their stuff up. I didn't have to go to work till 10, so I decided to go back to bed. The cats followed me into bed. They would cuddle up with me, and just before I went to sleep, I said, I'm going to name you 2 Edwina and Guinevere, my precious babies and their flaws. Over time, I learned everything about Edwina and Guinevere. Like their favorite spots to be petted, their favorite toys, their hiding spots, and I also knew all the bad stuff about them, like they shedded, and that they liked playing when I was asleep, and they hated baths, vet visits, and brushings. How could I forget about their fights and wanting to go outside? But they were still good pets, good friends, and companions. The runaways, uh-oh. Well, one day in June, when it was very hot, I left the doors. Ah. Why do my stories not end well? I left the doors open to let cool air in. Why were you letting cool air in when it was hot? That day, Guinevere and Edwina wanted to go outside a lot. Well, finally, when I turned my back, they slipped out the door. I looked all over for them, put a flyer, asked around, but it was no use. I never had another pet. Or pets again. The end. This is my X-Men Evolutions fanfic. It's too long to read to you. Aww. And here in my hand, I have the very first Lady Spy story. Hell yeah! It's either missing the very end, or it's mixed up in what I now realize is not just my X-Men Evolutions fanfic, but also my Harry Potter fanfic. So I thought you might enjoy that little walk down memory lane that has nothing to do with anything. I love you guys. Bye!